With the Chase Sapphire Reserve now costing $7.95 per year and the Sapphire Preferred just sitting at 95 bucks, here's the real question: which card is actually the smarter one to get in 2025? Because the obvious choice might not always be the right one. So in this video, I'm about to break down which of these two cards actually makes the most sense based on your lifestyle and how you spend. So let's break down what most people are going to talk about first, and that's going to be the annual fee price tag. And like I mentioned previously, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is still sitting at just 95 bucks a year, which has been at for a while now. And I'm gonna be honest, for what the card gives you, that's actually pretty fire. You even get a $50 hotel credit if you book a stay through the Chase travel portal. So if you actually use that $50 credit, you're basically knocking down the annual fee to 45 bucks per year. So you straight up cannot be mad at that. Now, on the other hand, you got the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And with this card, as most people already know from other videos and articles, that they just recently increased the annual fee all the way to $7.95. Chase also pretty much tries to justify that crazy annual fee increase with a bunch of different credits, like a $300 travel credit, a $500 hotel credit, which by the way, you can only use when you're booking at a list of crazy expensive hotels that most everyday people typically don't stay at. Then you get a $300 dining credit, which unfortunately you can only get at specific restaurants, which tend to lean more on the more fancy side. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as well. Then they have other random credits too, like StubHub, Lyft, Apple, Peloton, and DoorDash too. So on paper, it looks like a ton of value, but here's the thing: you actually have to use all these different credits and perks to really get the most value out of this credit card. So unless you're really good at keeping track and paying attention to every single little detail for each credit, I definitely understand. But for most people, these credits are just not very realistic for their lifestyle. Meanwhile, the Preferred is super simple. You swipe and then you earn points. So there's no crazy tracking or confusion really at all. So the real question is, number one, are you really going to use everything the Chase Sapphire Reserve gives you while still paying that $795 annual fee every year? Or number two, would you rather keep it simple to the point and still earn solid rewards with the Chase Sapphire Preferred instead, while only paying that $95 a year annual fee? All right, let's talk about the welcome bonuses Chase gives you, because this is going to be what a lot of people are going to pay attention to. So right now, the Sapphire Preferred is offering 75,000 points when you spend 5K in the first 3 months, which is actually pretty solid. Then the Sapphire Reserve is coming in with 100,000 points plus a $500 travel credit with the same 5K spend within that first 3 months. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. With these bonuses, you want to make sure you actually hit the required spend to be able to actually receive these points, because you'd be surprised at how many people open a card like this and have no real game plan, and they end up missing the requirement for the spend and missing out on all those points. And I'm gonna be honest, when you do something like this, you could literally be leaving hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of points on the table. So here's just some quick examples on how you can hit that 5K spend limit in the first 3 months while also being responsible. Number one, run every possible bill through your card. I'm talking about utilities, internet, cable, streaming services, or car insurance, even your cell phone bill if you can, or any other recurring bills that you already pay for. The reason I say this is because if you already have all your bills on auto pay, you might as well swap those payments over to your new card, which will help you hit that 5K spend requirement limit faster while also doing it for stuff you already pay for. Then number two, use it for rent. Only if it makes sense though. If you rent an apartment, sometimes they let you pay by credit card, usually with a small fee added. So make sure to do the math here. But if that small fee helps you lock in a sign-up bonus that's worth $750 to $1,500 in travel, it's definitely worth it. I actually personally did this with my Amex Gold card, and the fee was literally nothing compared to the points I earned in return. Then number three, use the card for everyday expenses. I'm talking about groceries, gas, dining out, or places you shop at regularly like Amazon. That way you're not spending anything extra, you're just literally shifting how you spend by utilizing your new card instead. The main thing is you want to be able to hit that 5K spend limit in a way that's normal to your spending and not having you impulse buying, because that bonus is only going to be good if you're not stuck paying high interest and carrying a high crazy balance. So make sure to plan it right, and these bonuses can literally fund your next vacation and help you understand the power of credit cards when you're using it to your advantage. Now let's talk about airport lounges, because for a lot of people, this is gonna be the make or break perk for picking the Reserve over the Preferred. So with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're not gonna get any lounge access at all, legit zero. But with the Sapphire Reserve, you do get full access to the lounges, and they're pretty fire, not gonna lie. These Chase Sapphire lounges legit has chef preferred prepared food. They have drinks, seating areas, workstations, bar setup, and much more. Then on top of all that, you do get a free priority pass membership, what gets you into over 1,300 lounges worldwide. And not only does it just cover you, it also covers you and 2 additional guests for free. Now, on the other hand, if you don't travel much throughout the year, then this perk just won't be really needed, to be honest. However, this really comes in clutch if you're in the airports pretty often enough, or even travel a couple of times a year. So if you want that VIP airport experience, then the lounge access is going to be one of the strongest benefits it has for choosing the Reserve over the Preferred. All right, let's do a side-by-side comparison so that way you can actually see the biggest differences with these two cards, and you can basically use this as a cheat sheet as well. So breaking down the Sapphire Preferred, this one comes in with a $95 annual fee, but again, if you use that hotel credit, it knocks it down to $45 annually. It also have a $75,000 welcome bonus after you spend $5K in the first 3 months. It also gives you 5X on travel through the Chase travel portal, 3X on dining, streaming, and groceries that are online, 2X on travel, and 1X on everything else. But again, this gives you 0 lounge access. So with this card, it's going to be good for someone that likes simplicity, low cost, high everyday value, and you're just straightforward and to the point. Then with the Sapphire Reserve, it does have the $795 annual fee. The welcome bonus is 100,000 points after you spend 5K in the first 3 months. Then it gives you 10X on hotels and 5X on flights when you book through the Chase travel portal, 3X on dining, and this one again does give you lounge access in the Chase lounges at airports. So this one is going to be super good for someone that's a frequent flyer. You do enjoy having access to the lounges and you're a high spender. So again, if you want simplicity, easy rewards, and low maintenance, definitely go with the Preferred. But if you fly often and you want to have that access to the lounges in the airports, then the Reserve is going to be more so your pick. So here's the bottom line, in my honest opinion. If you're new to credit cards or just want something that gives you travel points, solid perks, and simplicity, my personal opinion is to go with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, hands down. It's easy to use, earn points with, and you still get 3X points on food, 2X on travel, and the only other negative thing about it is you just don't have access to the lounges. So at the end of the day, you can always upgrade to the Reserve down the line if you do really want access to the lounges, but my honest opinion, go with the Preferred. So if this video helped you or provided any value whatsoever, do me a solid and hit the like button, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And also guys, let me know in the comments which of these cards are you leaning towards the most and why. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. See you soon.